Phil here. Great to do this live stream now. Just trying to not knock my phone over. You would probably laugh if you saw the setup here, because I have my earphones in, and my phone is like portrait, so I have to balance it on an object, then balance my phone on something else. Cool. So I've just come back from a 4-mile social run, part of this running club, which I'm planning on joining pretty soon. Oh, someone's jumped on. What do I think of dating apps? That's actually an amazing question. Really interesting one. I'll give you my truthful answer. I don't like them. So the answer that I'm supposed to give, that other people would say I should give, is that go on dating apps, they're great. But I think that they're not great for a guy. So can they work? Yes, 100%. Because all you really have to do is find one girl that you have a good natural connection with who's single. That's all it takes to actually go out with somebody and find a girlfriend. And dating apps do lead to dates with enough effort, the right attitude, patience, persistence, not giving up. However, to completely contradict myself, I know from coaching guys in this area, I used to be a dating coach, and I coached a lot of guys. The dates came through, but the amount of effort per date was pretty crazy. And I even read an article about 4 or 5 days ago of this guy in Leicester. So he got divorced in 2022, and he became an addict on dating apps. And he was spending 30 hours a week on several different apps like eHarmony, Hinge, Tinder, Plenty of Fish, so many other ones that I can't even remember. And he went on 4 dates in the space of a couple of years. And that's someone doing it almost like a full-time job. So dating apps do work, but they're not easy. I know that like the ratio of guys to girls, there's about 5 times as many girls as guys, and a large percentage of those girls match the same small percentage of guys. My advice, what's better to meet somebody nice? You want to follow your purpose in life. Do stuff that you genuinely enjoy. I really like running, so I went for a run earlier. And when you're doing things that you enjoy, where there's women also present, you're going to naturally meet people. And when you work on yourself and get yourself into a confident place and you're open, able to connect with people, you'll have a much easier time meeting somebody in real life. So I prefer in person. Even me, my business itself, all of my current clients, like 100% of them, have come from in-person networking and running events. But I've not got a client yet from social media. And it's because in person, you can build real connections with people and have real conversations. Even give you another example, kind of interesting. So there was a scientific study on psychotherapy and basically what kinds of therapy work and what kinds don't. Interestingly, phone conversations with no video, just pure phone conversations, had almost no impact on the well-being of clients. But phone conversations with a video, there was quite a significant impact on clients. And then, of course, going further, meeting somebody in person, an even greater impact. We're social creatures. We're meant to be out there naturally connecting. This is how it was back in the day, before dating apps were a thing, people had no problem finding dates then. But the best advice I can give you on this is to work on yourself. It breaks down to confidence, honesty, social skills, and committing to the positive outcome. If you're really committed to meeting somebody, but not putting pressure on anyone you talk to, you work on your confidence. Be crazy honest. So honest where if you're feeling really nervous and shy, you can just say, do you know what, right now, I'm feeling nervous, feeling shy, feeling afraid, but I wanted to push my comfort zone and come over and give you a compliment. If that feels right for you, say that. And social skills are really important as well. So that's going to help you become more attractive. And then as well, a mindset, which I know helps out a lot of guys, me included. Of course, it's more challenging as a guy to meet somebody than it is for a girl. And this is just a fact of life. And a good mindset is that it's not for you to decide when you're going to meet somebody. That's out of your hands. It's for the universe to decide. As long as you're out there working on yourself, improving your life, connecting with people, you're asking girls out when you're meeting somebody that you actually like and they're single. When the time's right, you will meet somebody. So you need that belief. And when you take that pressure off yourself and you say, it's going to happen 100% when the time's right. Because there's no pressure there, it feels so much more natural and it does just happen. Even recently, so I've been single for a few years now. I've dated different girls, but I've been single, mainly focused on business and coaching. Social anxiety, mental health, getting better at helping others out. I've focused on these things mainly, and I've not been going out there proactively looking to meet somebody. However, having said that, I have got speaking to a nice girl quite recently. I had a conversation with a girl in Selfridges just naturally. That was a really good conversation that actually lasted for several hours, just natural conversation that happened. And also, I'm doing a drama course to keep on pushing my own comfort zone. And I go there every Wednesday. And there's this really nice girl, and we just seem to get on really well, have a good laugh and joke. There's a nice natural connection there. So that potentially could lead somewhere, but I don't know at this stage. And both of these potential opportunities for romance, they didn't come from me being out there and proactively seeking something. They just came from me following my purpose, being open to meeting people and having a good energy. So another example, so there was a guy that I used to coach called Tanvir, and you can see him on my YouTube channel, a couple of videos with Tanvir. And Tanvir came to me for business coaching, not dating coaching, just business coaching. And that was great. I was happy with that. And Tanvir is okay with me saying the fact that he'd never been on a date before in his life. And that was something that he told me. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Well, we'll work on confidence, we'll work on your business, and you'll become more attractive to girls over time, and it will happen. It will naturally happen. And we were doing a session on business, having a coffee inside this really nice place. And because he was connected to his purpose and just talking about something that he's passionate about, his business, which is these eye exercises to improve blurry vision, something that I have no idea about, but that's what he's really passionate about. And he had this good energy. And there was a girl in the same coffee shop, and she was making eye contact with me and Tanvir. Smiling, making eye contact, unmistakable. And I said to Tanvir, you're telling me that you've not been on a date, but this girl right here She's looking at you and smiling. She's basically saying, I want to meet you. And I managed to encourage him to go over there and just have a chat with this girl. He did that, and several weeks later, they went on a mini golf date. Kind of interesting. So he wasn't out there actively pursuing meeting somebody. He was out there to work on his business. And because he was connected to his purpose in life and his energy was good, there was just a nice buzz, a nice aura about Tanvir. And he was on display to every person in that coffee shop. They could see that he was in that good place, that good mood, feeling confident. And this girl noticed that and she liked it, and she gave him a clear green light, clear consent to go over there and have a friendly chat. And that led to a date. So there's all kinds of confusion in this area of life because as a guy, we're really, really logical and we want to just say, let's just go out there and try and see what happens. But it works better when you're not trying. You're going for a run as part of a running club because you want to go for a run. You're focused on your career, business, hanging with some friends, doing things that you're genuinely interested in for you. When you're in this place, you're not going out there to pursue. Instead, you're just happy and you're enjoying your life. Your energy is going to be so good and no one's going to feel pressured. You just look mega approachable, really, really confident and inviting. And with that kind of energy, you'll just naturally meet people. And in that kind of state, if you meet a girl who's single and you have a really good natural connection, of course you can say, do you know what? Really enjoying this chat. Would you like to come for a coffee with me? You can ask the question. And let's say that she says, yeah, I'd love to come for a coffee. You can exchange numbers and invite her out for a coffee. Maybe 3 dates down the line, if you're getting on really well, you can keep it simple. You can take her out for a meal and say, would you like to be my girlfriend? And suddenly, you going out for a run, you going out and pursuing your purpose in life has manifested a relationship with someone that you have a good connection with. And even my first girlfriend, so I was coming back from town and I was 24 at the time. I was shy, wasn't very confident, was working on myself a lot. I'd already improved, but I was still a work in progress. And I was basically in this accommodation park at the University of Birmingham and where I lived. And I was walking around an area called the Vale, where there's a lake and some nice, a nice grass area as well. And I naturally got chatting to this girl called Lucy. We just had a really, really good chat, unexpected, out of the blue. And we ended up going for a coffee, and then we went on a cinema trip. And suddenly, like 4 or 5 days later, we're going out with each other, and that turned into a really nice relationship. And we're still in touch now as friends. But basically, she's from China, and she moved back to China to teach English in China during COVID times. So yeah, that was a relationship that happened, and that wasn't from a dating app. And the question that I would ask you, actually, this is a good question. When you're using dating apps, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel uplifted and positive, or does it make you feel down and negative? The most important relationship in this question is, how do you feel about dating apps? If you find them really boring and you feel drained by them, they're not moving you forward in life, then I would say brave dropping the apps and finding activities that you actually enjoy. If, on the other hand, you actually enjoy using the apps, it's like, well, they're so convenient and easy. I find it quite relaxing. and it's something that you enjoy, then do it. And that's interesting. So you probably have to go through an experimentation phase where you give it 2 or 3 months and see what you think. So there is people that have achieved successful relationships with them. Even a girl that I'm friends with called Helen that did the same course at me at university. She recently met her partner. I think he's called Reese. Yeah, she met Reese from Tinder. I think it was Tinder. But she was on the apps herself for quite some time. So not giving up and being positive is massive. And the truth is that, as a guy on there, know that the girls have a swarm of messages and a swarm of matches. So it's never personal if you don't get matches or you don't get as many replies as you're hoping for. It's because the girls have so many messages that they might not even see your message. So the key is never take it personally. Never stop believing in yourself. Patience. Action taking patience. If you take action and you're patient, you will go on dates online. Even a client of mine, Sonny, so he's been on some online dates and he quite enjoys it. But for me, it isn't for me because I'm so busy with all the business stuff and the coaching that it just doesn't feel good. So I prefer to meet people in person. But I'm all about what works for other people. And if you start to try the apps and you're thinking, I'm enjoying it, feels good, then keep on doing it because, of course, people find partners online. Of course, it works. But it does require a lot of patience as well. And I would say, this is just a question I'm throwing out there. You don't have to answer if you don't want. So what inspired you to download the dating apps in the first place? I'm just being curious. Because I'm a coach and I like psychology. I always like to go deep and try and get to the root of things to see if there's a heaviness there, the place that it comes from. And something that I think is really important as well is it's all about forming natural connections with people. So when you're going on the dates, being yourself's really, really important. And there's all kinds of crazy advice online which can be really misleading. And you can think that you have to be this perfect person to meet somebody. There can be a pressure there that I have to be this, I have to be that. So personally, I don't go out there and do like the cold approach and stuff. I used to many, many years ago. It's definitely better to meet people. So in person is good. But certainly the problem with, say, cold approach is that you're going out there for the purpose of meeting somebody. That's why you're out there. And it's the feeling behind it. So I'm not saying that it doesn't work for getting dates. I mean, I used to do that. I did that for quite a long time as well. But since I'm better at meeting people, I'm better at meeting people now, and I don't do that anymore. I would say figure out what your interests and hobbies are in life. Because if you can do activities related to those, you're going to feel so much better. The girls are going to be a lot friendlier as well. And there's just a greater chance of a natural connection happening. And of course, you can't control people. Sometimes you go on a first date, the person doesn't want to see you again. Other times they do. So it is always going to be like that in the relationship arena. And sometimes you can overthink and be like, how come this person didn't like me? Is there something wrong with me? But you have to be okay with the fact that some girls are going to like you and some girls aren't. It's meant to be like that. The more at peace you are with the reality, the more happy you'll be and the easier time that you'll have. But it's all about how you feel. So you've got the apps, great, you're being proactive, you're doing stuff. And I would say if you can figure out, your purpose in life, things that bring you joy, and you start to do those, and you combine that with meeting people, so much easier, so much better. And then, even if you don't meet somebody, and which won't happen, you will eventually meet somebody, you're still making progress in life. The problem with going out there and talking to different people in that context is that if you meet somebody, you feel great. If you don't, you might feel bad, like you've wasted your time. But if you're doing activities like going to a running club, you're doing salsa dancing, doing a photography course, working on your business, all these different activities, you're going to make progress no matter what. Your energy is going to be better. And you can meet people naturally that way. So rather than going out for the purpose of meeting somebody when you're out on your purpose, it just feels more powerful. There's a personal development book called Power versus Force by David Hawkins. It's actually amazing. It's a spiritual book. And forcing is where you're trying to force an outcome. That's like that salesman saying, it's like if I right now was like, do you want to buy my coaching? You can afford it, you can buy my coaching. I'd be trying to force it on you. Wouldn't feel right. Not very powerful. So rather than forcing, having an agenda, just going for an outcome, power's different. So let's say that you're really into films. That's your hobby. I'm going to go to loads of film clubs, meet other people with similar interests, be confident, put myself out there, have an amazing time. And you're doing that. You're feeling good, you're in a good place. You're naturally chatting to girls there with no pressure, no agenda. You're really into the film, so you're charismatic, you're in your element, playing to your strengths. There'll be a girl there that likes you when you're coming from that place. That's power rather than force. Someone genuinely having a conversation with you rather than someone that has an agenda. Because no one likes to feel like there's an agenda being pushed on them. And really, it's all about removing the barriers that are stopping you from forming a natural connection with people. This is what the personal development journey is about, better relationships with people in general. And it's all about how you feel around certain activities. If they make you feel good, they uplift you and they move you forward in life, then that's great. If they make you feel down and defeated, then either it's the wrong activity or you need to change the way that you're doing it. But yeah, so confidence, honesty, social skills, being okay with the fact that as a guy, it may take you time to meet somebody. I know that it's easy to feel lonely as a guy, and you might think that it's impossible, I can't do it, and these self-doubts can creep in. Loads of guys feel the same way. Almost every single guy I've coached has these feelings, but all these people eventually meet somebody. And the more you work on yourself, the easier it's going to be. So there's a few girls I'm speaking to right now, and that's nice. I'm happy with that. I didn't meet them by going out there proactively trying to meet somebody, but I put myself in different situations for my business to grow as a person, things that I enjoy, and was just openly talking to everybody. And that comes across so much better. There's a power there, there's a genuinity, people trust you. But yeah, I totally empathize with your situation. I've been there, going out there and trying to meet people through approaching, apps, all these different things. I was there for many, many, many years. And truthfully, the best answer is personal transformation and confidence combined with lots of socializing. That is ultimately the answer. And being patient as a guy, like, it does take time to meet somebody. It's not meant to be easy. Whoever said that it's meant to be easy to go out there and meet somebody, that person's lying. Of course, you can get lucky. I mean, you might go out there tomorrow and meet your wife. It could happen. You can't rule out that possibility. A conversation might naturally happen that leads to a date and it moves in that direction. It might be in 3 years' time, it might be in 5 years' time. We don't know this. We don't know these things. There's a lot of uncertainty. But what you can be certain of is the fact that if you genuinely work on yourself as a person, being your best self, growing, you're going to come across so much more charismatic, and your chances of meeting somebody continuously grow. And when you start to put yourself in the right environments where you come alive, it's so much easier than being out there trying to force something. But I understand it's like, you can feel as a guy that I've got a problem in this area of life. In other areas, things are going fine. But in the relationship area, I'm finding it challenging and difficult. And therefore, you look online, what's the solution? Okay, some guys go out there and they start approaching. Some guys go online. I'll try this, I'll try that, trying to solve a problem. The first thing to say is that meeting somebody is challenging. It's challenging for everybody. It's challenging for me. And I coach people for a living. It's challenging for my clients. Challenging for the guy that mentored me. So going out there and meeting a partner is not an easy task. One problem is mistakenly believing that it's meant to be easy and simple. And one of the reasons why you can falsely believe this is because guys like to brag. So guys make it out that they're finding it really, really easy in their dating and relationship life. But they're just talking about the success stories. They're not talking about the failures. They're not mentioning the girls that rejected them. They're not mentioning the times where they went on 2 dates and then it fizzled out. They're not mentioning these times, only the good times. And when they say they're going out with somebody, it might just mean they met someone for a coffee. It might have just been friends. So guys tend to exaggerate, and that can make you feel like there's something wrong with you when in fact there isn't. So it is a challenging area of life. You can meet somebody, but you have to have a realistic time frame as well. Maybe it might take you a couple of years of consistent hard work and action taken to meet somebody. That's possible. And you have to be okay with that as a potential reality. It could happen sooner. For some people, it does. But you don't know what the future has in store for you. There's a lot of uncertainty there. And that's why I teach people that I'm coaching to take life one day at a time. Taking life day by day is just the best way to live with less anxiety and stress. I used to always be looking to the future. I'd be panicking. I'd be stressed out. What if I don't meet somebody? What if I'm single forever? What if the business doesn't take off? What if this? What if that? Endlessly worried about the future. That's how I used to be. But since learning just to live one day at a time, so much calmer. This is what counselors often teach people as well. One day at a time. Not thinking too far ahead. Something which my mentor taught to me that really helped me out as well, which I'll share with you now. If you win the battle of you versus yourself, overcoming that inner resistance and doing the right things that are going to move you forwards in life, that battle, if you win that inner battle against yourself, if you beat that battle of you versus yourself every single day for 6 months, you're going to be a completely different person and your life will look very different. What would help you out? Going to a gym, exercising regular. If you go to a gym and exercise regular and you get your diet on track, you're going to feel so much better. Better energy, better mood. It's going to help you out when you're socializing. If you're regularly getting your diet right and exercising, you're going to be more confident. You're going to feel good. You're going to look better. It's going to make a tangible difference. And then start going to 2 socials a week. If you go to 2 socials a week, you can go on the website meetup.com. That's one example. Or Eventbrite, and look for socials and networking events going on. You go to 2 of those a week as well. After 3 months, you're going to have so much momentum behind you, so much social momentum. You'll feel like you're in the zone most of the time. You'll find it easy to speak to people. And you'll realize that you're a lot more confident. Then you start to think, what do I really want to do with my life? Like if fear wasn't in the way and I connected to my childhood dreams, what would I really want to do? And you start pursuing that. You start pursuing your purpose. You're going to be on this amazing journey, exciting journey of personal growth and life growth. Personally, being on that journey is so much better than just meeting somebody nice. That journey feels so good and is so rewarding. And along the way, you're going to be meeting people. You can meet somebody naturally without going out there for the purpose of meeting somebody if you're on a journey like this. And if I've told a guy this, a lot of guys don't believe me because they've not seen it happen for themselves. But with time and experience, it does happen. A lot of the best things in life happen when you're least expecting it. For example, so the guy that mentored me, he's friends with someone else that has a really successful property business. This guy's a millionaire, really, really, really good at what he does. And he met his girlfriend just out of the blue. He was getting massages, and it turned out that he got on really, really well with the masseuse. So the girl that was giving him massages, they just happened to have this amazing natural connection, and that developed into a long-term relationship. And they've been going out with each other for 3-4 years now. It just happened when you would least expect it to happen. So it's kind of crazy in this area of life that it can feel like you just meet somebody at the right time. So the guy that mentored me, he actually met somebody when he had a mental health breakdown. So he had a mental health breakdown at some point in his 30s, was in a mental hospital, and just stress of life had just got the better of him at that time. He wasn't trying to meet somebody, he was trying to get well again. trying to get himself back into a good place, get his mental health back on track. And he got on really well with a girl in this place. Really attractive girl, really nice. And they just had an amazing connection. They ended up going out with each other for some time. Didn't actually work out. They're not together now. Wasn't meant to be a long-term relationship. But that just happened out of the blue when you least expected it. And these things happen to all people. So even though you might not believe it when I tell you, because you don't know, you might not have the evidence, it's very possible that at some point in the next few years, when you're least expecting it, the ideal person just gets put in front of you, you have a great chat, and it naturally leads that way. You working on yourself maximizes the chances of that happening. In the same way that I've met these few girls that I'm speaking to now, me working on myself and becoming a better version of me, that's definitely helped the process. And they both just happen when I didn't expect it. So taking that pressure off yourself can really help as well. Going through life thinking that you've got some problem to solve, this dating problem, how do I solve it? That's quite stressful. That's quite draining. If instead you go, do you know what? Maybe it's not a problem. Let's just be patient, enjoy myself, take my time, and it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. With that mentality, you're going to take so much pressure off yourself. And down the line, when the time's right, you will meet somebody. So a lot of it comes down to failing your way to success. Sometimes you go on a first date, doesn't lead anywhere. Sometimes you get to a third date and it fizzles out. Sometimes you get into a relationship and there's a breakup. There's so many things that are completely beyond your control. And you need to be okay with that. And what really helps is having other male friends and you relate to each other. That's important. You can talk about these things. Not feel like it's bad or wrong to say, do you know what? I'm trying to meet somebody. I'm finding it challenging right now. All guys relate to this. Whenever I brought up these topics, guys in general relate when you're being really, really honest. So how you feel about yourself is the most important thing. Your relationship with yourself. When you work on that, your energy is just different. And I'm sure that you know from your life experience, if you're in a really good mood and the energy is right, the conversations go so much better. And the question is then, how can you make your general energy really, really good? Be in a good mood more often. The right routine will do wonders for you with the diet and exercise and socializing, pursuing your purpose, honesty, being really honest with people that you speak to. Saying, do you know what? Today I feel down. Today I feel flat. I feel bored right now. I feel amazing right now. Not denying the human experience of life. So really genuinely being yourself, actually being the authentic you. This builds so much confidence. Your energy is so much better. And the conversations just go well in general when you're in that place. Are you going to always be in that place? No, because you're a human. Be kind to yourself. It's okay to not always be in that place, but you can be in that place a lot of the time. Like you can probably tell, not to brag, but my energy is good right now. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood a lot of the time, but not all the time. And and this is because of the work that I've done. I've gone out there and faced my fears to growing confidence, pushed my comfort zone, worked on being a better person, getting fit and healthy, all these different pursuits. So because of that, I'm generally in a good place. And that's why I met that girl in a drama course. That's why I met this person in Selfridges. Good energy, good place, good conversations. And I know that if I can do it, anybody can do it. Because in high school and college, I was the most shy person in the whole year. The most quiet person, didn't have friends back then, didn't have social skills. I was avoiding people at all costs at that time in my life. Social anxiety, depression, I wasn't happy. But now I'm in a really good place. So I know that if I can flip things around from that dark hole that I was in to the place that I'm in now, then other people can do the exact same thing. And of course, because I had social anxiety and depression, I was overcoming these things. Of course, I found it hard to find my first girlfriend. I moved to university at the age of 18, and I was like, right, let's go out there and try and meet somebody. And it took me 6 years to find my first relationship. 6 years where every time I tried and asked somebody out, I got a no. A girl chose a different guy over me. Just constant no's, rejections, but I never got bitter. Get better, not bitter. I kept on working on myself and growing. And when I realized the path of growing, honesty, facing fears, the things that actually work, like the truth is always right under your nose. It's never some complicated thing. It's always go for a run, eat healthy, socialize, say hi to people, stick in conversations longer. If you want to meet somebody, have a conversation. If you want a date, ask. Handle the no's. There's so many truths. I lost my train of thought a little bit there. But the point is that I overcame the position that I was in. And at no point in that journey did I do anything that was complicated or crazy. It was going to the gym got me more confident. Eating healthy, that got me more confident. Improv comedy, that did wonders for my social skills and confidence. I can't praise enough how much of a difference improv comedy made to me personally. Toastmasters, this is an organization that lets you do public speaking to get more confident. That helped me out too. Going to all kinds of socials and networking events, that helped me get more confident. Getting a mentor, talking about challenges from my childhood, some traumas, some abuse, some things that I had to personally overcome, that helped me out as well. So personal transformation is the true answer to the challenge of meeting somebody nice. And that's not necessarily the answer that people want to hear. They want a quick fix. They want you to say, what's the one tweak I need to make to suddenly get into a relationship? The truth is that you're always enough. So it is true that even if you didn't work on yourself at all, you could still meet the right person. With the right person, you would have a great natural connection. But at the same time, the more you work on yourself and grow, the greater your chances. If you have a high level of confidence, your social skills are really good, you're putting yourself out there, you're in a good mood, you're being genuine, of course your chances are going to increase significantly. So if you've struggled to meet somebody for a long time, either you've not worked on yourself as much as you need to, which is cool because anybody can grow, anybody can transform. I've done it, you can do that as well. Or the way you're going about it isn't working. So it's not you, it's the approach you're taking. So you can change that as well. A question I often ask people, so if you've not been on a date in a long time, Are you having conversations with girls you like? Are you asking them out? If you can't answer yes to both of those questions, you've basically shut down your own dating life and you're sabotaging. They're the two basics. Conversations, asking out. If there's not a tick next to both of those, then you're choosing to be single. So yeah, it's not easy meeting somebody. Anybody can do it, but no one knows when it's going to happen, how long it's going to take. And as a coach, I would love to be able to tell you that you'll meet someone nice in 3 months' time. It'll happen in exactly 12 weeks. I'd love to be able to say that, but that will be bad coaching. I'd be lying to you and you'd be disappointed down the line. The truth is that I have no idea when you're going to meet somebody, but if you're proactive, you enjoy the process and you're patient, you definitely will do eventually, hopefully within the next, let's say within 3 years. But yeah, so I will end this live stream in a little while. I have enjoyed it actually. I like it when people ask me different questions and allow me to improvise. It's good. It means it goes in the direction that it's supposed to go. So tomorrow I'm meeting an ex-client of mine who I'm now friends with, called Sonny, and his testimonial is on my YouTube channel. So I'm meeting Sonny for a coffee tomorrow. Then I'm going to go to this drama course to keep on putting myself in situations where I'm always growing. And then time permitting, I'll make some videos for YouTube as well. Yeah, so I take it day by day, enjoy my life, always grow, and focus on being honest with people. So right now, I don't currently do dating coaching per se. So I used to go out there and help guys meet people, but now my focus has changed, and I focus on all areas of life. There's so many ways you could brand it, but I help people improve their mental health, build a disciplined routine which involves exercise, diet, socializing, etc. So build a positive lifestyle. I help people be less run by fear. Help people deal with the inner critic, that voice that tells you that you're rubbish, you're never going to succeed. I help people deal with that, get more confident being themselves. So I really focus more generally on helping people just transform as a person. So that does lead to better results than just being focused on dating. And what I do in my business, my call to action is I offer people that are interested a free 2-hour one-to-one coaching session. And I only charge people who want to come back for more sessions afterwards. This is because I'm confident in my own ability to coach and help out other people. And I only take on people who I know I can definitely help out as well. So it's a nice little buffer. So it protects me and it protects other people as well. Other people from investing financially before they know what the results are going to be. So the session itself is a one-to-one session. It can either be via a video call, for example, over Zoom, or it can be over a coffee in Birmingham. And the session isn't specifically focused on dating. It's more about mental health, confidence, social anxiety, fear, all these different challenges. If you're interested in trying a free coaching session, you're very welcome to drop me an email. My email address is PhilMorrison678@gmail.com. I'll leave a comment under my live stream when it gets uploaded, which might be 1 day's time, 2 days' time. Takes a while to process, with my email address on. And if you're interested in trying a free session, which wouldn't be focused on like approaching or things like that, but I can help you with online, I can help you with confidence, I can help you with personal transformation, therapy as well. I'm qualified to help out with processing stuff that you might want to process. And you're very, very welcome to take me up on that offer. Take me up on my offer of a free coaching session. Try before you buy. Yeah. So I hope that this live stream was valuable and has at least given people food for thought and some inspiration moving forwards. If you want to get notified when I do future live streams, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Hope that you have an amazing rest of your evening.